Hello there, I hope you're well. I'm out tonight doing a bit of camping and you can probably see the fire reflecting in my face. And what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to have a go at turning this panettone tin into an oven. An oven, I hear you say? An oven. Now what I've taken the liberty of doing before I came out is putting a little handle on here. And all I've done is I've taken a little wooden block and screwed that in. I think you can see that. Just so that I had something to get hold of, because that won't be going directly into the fire. Just to show you that this is steel. These are magnets. All right? Because you couldn't do this with aluminium. It just wouldn't work. And I've got a few tools in here just in case I need to make any modifications. So we'll take those out at this moment in time. So it is just a standard panettone tin, nothing special about it. There is still the original cord on here, and actually I might be as well taking that off. And getting rid of that. Now I think this will get really hot inside when I use it, and with the lid on I think it might pop the lid off with the increase in air pressure. So what I'm going to do is I've got one of these tin piercers. Now I'm not going to pierce it at the top because hot air rises and I don't want to lose the heat, but I am going to pierce it at the bottom of the tin, round the bottom of the tin somewhere, just a couple of times, just a couple of little piercings. And I'm going to use, see the markers where the string was, the carry string. I'm going to use those as the side, and I'm going to go below that onto here. So I'm just going to put a couple of little holes. Just a little hole there. Right, and the second one. There we go. So I've just created, I think you can see in there, just created two little holes anyway, just to let a bit of air pressure out. The last time I was out camping, where I am today at the solar farm, I did some croissants and I did them in the Ridge Monkey. I'll show you. Oh, that's okay, a little bit caramelized, but not too bad. So these definitely need to be cooked on a lower heat. I think the other side, that's the side that kind of got a little bit caramelized first. Actually, they're not too bad now. I'm thinking I'm just going to do this. It worked, but they got a bit burnt, and that's because they were in direct contact with the heat. So this is what I'm thinking about this, is to do those same kind of things in here again, but not have them in direct contact with the heat, because that's what ovens do. So I've got this little mesh grill. The idea being is I'm going to put the croissants, I've actually got pain au chocolat, in there with the lid on top, above the heat, above some embers, and hopefully that should generate enough heat to cook the pain au chocolat. That's the plan. Whether this will work or not, well, that's a different story altogether. Okay, let's crack on, eh? And because I want to keep the oven above the heat and not on it, I've got this grill thing, and it just sits nicely on top of that mesh fire pit. It should, I think, hold position. The idea being then is this will sit on top, and then it'll create like an oven effect. The paint might burn off, but that's fine. Might have to get my gloves out just in case. Gloves for safety. Where the hell did that come from? And then in here, they've defrosted. They were frozen pain au chocolat, but they're now a little bit defrosted. Here we go, to uncooked pain au chocolat in the oven. What we'll do is we'll just put the lid on. I'm going to need the gloves for taking this off. We'll put that lid on and then just place that gently on there. And give that about 10-15 minutes and see what happens. Right, so it's been on there for about 15 minutes. I'm going in. Ooh. Oh, it's actually working. Let me show you. But obviously I've just let all the heat out now, so I kind of need to seal that back up again. Set it for about another 15 minutes. Right, we did have a little mishap. The wind blew the tin off. I had a look in, and they had cooked quite a lot on the underside, and were still sort of like pale on the top side. There's about 2 minutes left to go, so I've reset everything. I've flipped them over and then put them back in. So let's just have a quick look and see what they're like now. Getting there. Yeah, it's a little bit windy and it kind of blew the tin off. It needs some kind of stabilizer, really. I thought that this, with it having lats in it, cross wires, might be enough, but it's just a little bit too windy for it, really. Just put that back on. But it's doing alright, it's working. Right, we've had another 5 minutes. Going in. Hey, look at that. So that the tops are a little bit, as I say, I did have to flip them over, but hey, look at that. Not too bad, eh? A little bit of trial and error, because obviously you're cooking over uncontrolled heat. Okay, proof of the pudding. Quite literally. And all that. Worked. Yeah, a little bit burnt, but caramelized. Sorry, caramelized. Hot chocolate. But yeah, hot pan au chocolat, courtesy of More Than Just a Cleaner, and a Christmas Panettone Tin. If you've liked this little video, if you don't like it, I like these. If you like what I'm doing on the channel, hit the bell, hit subscribe. Costs you nothing, it just means you get a notification whenever I upload any new stuff. Anyway, I'm going to crack on with these. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this. Been a bit of fun, bit of something different, and it's just utilising something that you would maybe chuck out. You know, the panettone tin. Who knows? I might even turn it into a stove next. See you soon. Cheerio.